This video covers the ALEKS topic, the multiplicative property of inequality with integers. So the multiplicative property says this. So if I have A is less than B, and I multiply it by a number that's greater than 0, so positive, then A times C is less than B times C. Let's see how this works. So if I have 1 is less than 2, and I multiply both sides by 3, 3 is less than 6. This remains true for less than. It would also work for greater than. If I have 3 is greater than 2, I multiply both sides by 4, right? Because it's, oh, sorry, I'm doing the wrong example. I got excited. Next, if I have A is less than B, so I have 2 is less than 6, and I multiply by a negative number, so when C is less than 0, then my sign flips, and let me show you why. So if I multiply both sides by -3, because that's less than 0, I would get -6 is less than -18. Is this true? This is false, right? -6 is not less than -18. If we're looking at a number line, right, -6, -18 would be way further off. So what we have to do here is change the sign. So when you multiply by a negative, you flip the sign. That's why this works. So I wanted to show you that for less than, but this also works for greater than, right? So we have to flip our sign. Let's go ahead and solve quite a few examples. I think we're going to do 6, which is more than we typically do, because the number one things I notice students missing is they forget to flip the sign. So we'll switch back to blue and head on to some examples. So I have 5y is greater than or equal to -10. I divide both sides by 5 to get y by itself. So I get y is greater than or equal to -2. For example 2, I have -2y is greater than 12. So I'm dividing by a negative, which is like also multiplying by a negative, right? They go together. This means I need to flip my sign. I have to flip my sign if I'm multiplying or dividing by a negative number. So I'd get y instead of greater than is less than -6. Let's practice that again, flipping the sign. Here I have u over -5 is less than or equal to 11. To get that u all by itself, I have to multiply by -5. Because I'm multiplying by a negative, I flip my sign. So instead of less than or equal to, I now have greater than or equal to -55. Okay, 3 more examples. I have w over 2 is less than -6. To get that w by itself, I have to go ahead and multiply both sides by 2. So I get w is less than -12. For example 2, I have 16 is greater than or equal to -4w. I am going to be multiplying by a -4, dividing by a -4, my apologies. So that means I have to flip the sign. I have -4 is less than or equal to w. In example 3, x over -2 is less than or equal to -7. I have to multiply both sides by -2, so the denominator cancels. I have x is less than or equal to, wait, I made a mistake. What did I do wrong? It's not less than or equal to, I multiplied by a negative, so it's gotta be greater than or equal to. So that's why it's important to slow down, even if you've had a lot of coffee, and make sure that you are always remembering to flip your signs. So that's a good thing to go back and check at the end of your homework or exams or quizzes, just to make sure you didn't miss any flip signs. That's the number one mistake that I see students making with inequalities.